What up, Tom? I guess I really should have checked the audio on this first. I have everything muted so I won't be able to hear it, obviously, but we'll go put this in crispy. That's what I like to hear. Go put this in the UKC Army page. Oh, it's using an old thumbnail. That's a real bummer. I don't know how to change the thumbnail in here. That's annoying. Let's see if I could fix it. Your channel. YouTube Studio. Don't mind me. Just finishing setting up. Don't mind me. My viewers. So edit. God, I legit don't know how to change the thumbnail. It's so uncomfortable. There it is. Not ignoring you guys, I promise. Just trying to find a thumbnail. 11. Desktop. There we go. Save. Thomas, it's just me and you, dude. Oh no, there's 7 watching apparently. Turn off top chat, go live chat. And then hopefully people have some questions at this point. Tom, you get to ask me questions anytime you want though in the group chat, so it's a little different. And you don't really ask me any questions anymore. Probably no more than me at this point. It's fine. Wait, Tom, can you still hear me? Question off the jump when it's... That's weird. It's telling me that there's no sound. Okay, I guess a couple things. Let's see. Powder coating line coming out. Man. I've been working on this for so long at this point that I don't even... Look, I'm wearing an old school shirt, by the way. I guess nobody's going to notice that. I've been working on this powder coating line for a long time, and it's... you know, there are not any good, authentic matches to legit wheels, especially old ones. Sten, you said it's quiet? Why doesn't Tom say it's quiet? It's just you, dude? I mean, I turned it up a little bit, but now it's like up where it's not supposed to be. So, anyway, there's no good, legit like matches to high-end wheels, especially older stuff. I've seen a couple matches, even a couple manufacturers that make powders that match current wheel stuff. Prismatic even has a couple that match a couple like Volk wheels, for example. But I get asked all the time for older stuff, like older matches, and luckily I'm in a good position to have access to lots of legit wheels, and with that comes lots of legit color matches. So I've been working on this line since 2022, maybe 2021 technically, like working at the manufacturing aspect of this line. And I think by like July, like mid-July, I'll be ready to launch the website and launch it. But I have matches for so many different things. Yeah, Sten, I'm a little sunburnt. I know. Sadly, not from golfing, by the way. um, I have matches for almost every Volt color. Um, SSRs, Advans, old Advans, old SSRs, new Advans, new SSRs. Really anything from Rays. I have a match to pretty much every single color from Rays from as far back as I could. I mean, as far back as I've been asked. I color matched some SSRs from 1993 today. So, I mean, I have matches from stuff way back in the day. I have matches to Desmond Regamaster, as you guys saw in a recent video. Courtney, yeah, you'd have to, I don't know, hit me up on Facebook or something. I stopped taking jobs from out of state until just recently again. I started doing more. This is my like schedule kind of chilled out. Just did some faces for somebody. I have like 3 sets of wheels in right now from somebody or from different places that were all sent in. So I have another cool like project coming up, which I think is going to kind of push a specific wheel my direction a lot more often. But yes, then go Peaks. Anyway, Tom, to get back to the question about the powder line, I think mid-July I'll be able to launch it. It's going to cover almost every question that I've gotten about color matching high-end wheels. I think I have every color within reason. I mean, there's a couple that I can't do, you know, like SBC from Enki. Not that I consider Enki a high-end wheel, but, you know, that super black chrome, it's a PVD type coating, so I'm not going to be able to match that. But, you know, Volk has been powder, or Rays has been powder coating wheels out of their factory since the early 2000s, despite idiots online that tell you can't powder coat forged wheels. And I have legit matches to those. And not only, the cool part about this site is not only are you going to be able to see a swatch of the match, and you can also, you'll be able to order swatches, but you'll be able to see a photo of the swatch on the actual wheel that was not coated. This is a, you know, factory finish wheel. You know, there's swatches all over the internet that kind of say, yes, it matches, and they almost never do. You know, All Powder Paints has a couple matches to things that are just, like, not even, I mean, they're in the ballpark, I guess, but they're not, like, great matches. And they'd sell the job for most people, I think. They're just not, they're not the best matches, I guess we'll say. And I'm not taking shots at All Powder Paints. Matt has a ton of great products. So, Tom, number 2, the big blast setup is a 40-foot container. It's all done in there. 50 horsepower Rogers compressor, and runs off 2 different pots. Not really sure actually what the reason is for the 2 different pots now. There was a reason for it. Probably. No. Ignore my stupid ass dogs. Molly, shut up. I don't know. It seems like there's not hardly any people in here, which feels weird. Not that I don't mind talking to you, a couple people that are in here. It's just normally there's way more people. I didn't push this one very hard. Probably didn't help me at all. If you are in here, hit that like button, though. At least jam these likes up. Maybe this one won't go way over an hour like the last one did. Fuck. I'm hoping that this takes it right to... Okay, yeah. Dogs are pissed you let the ice cream man go. Dude, my dogs right now have like dog ice cream in the freezer, so I think they'll be fine. It's like peanut butter and something flavored. I don't remember exactly what it is. Sorry. No, the dogs are pissed because somebody rang the doorbell. It was Amazon, so it's fine, but I don't know why they choose to ring the doorbell randomly. Well, since there's like 3 people in here now, do you 3 people have any questions? I should have posted this a little sooner. I am going to be doing these every Wednesday, unless there's no people in here anymore, and then I probably won't do them every Wednesday, obviously. But I did go post it in the UKC Army page finally, and maybe that will force some people over here. Or encourage them, not force. Force sounds wildly inappropriate. I was trying to find a way to show you guys this web page, but I think I would have had to set that up beforehand. So I don't actually know. Tom, I actually just started recording those. It's been really complicated actually to try to figure out the best way to do this comparison. I don't know. I figured out what I think is the best way, and I'm over recording, so I'm recording way more stuff than is actually necessary. Just so that I have lots of options, I guess, for when I actually put the videos together to put them out. Obviously, all the basics I'm going to be doing, cleaning the guns, like how easy they are to clean, adjustability, how effective the adjusting is. Available modifications was a suggestion that somebody else had, so a lot of the lower end guns, you can do a lot of modifications to make them significantly better. I'm not going to be doing the modifications, but I'm going to be kind of going over some of the options to do that. Bring the dogs in. I love A+ powder, but the pups were half the reason I came. Yeah, I know, dude. My dogs are awesome, especially Bentley. I mean, Molly's pretty great too, but Bentley is just A+. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not going to let me show you guys this. I was thinking that there was a way that I could show you guys like a chunk of the new page with all the powder colors on it. But there just isn't, and I don't want to give you the link yet. Well, it's not launched yet. I mean, you can see it on the back end sort of, but you guys wouldn't be able to see it anyway if I just posted a link in here, so. Yeah, well, Sten, it's because my dogs are the shit. I get it. I mean, I get it. You guys are trying to make me feel bad because my dogs are better than me, and that's fine, because I understand. God, they are so cute, right? Don't mind me in my giant water. Find out the Bentley. Dude, I'm gonna try to get some more Bentley content with the dogs in more videos. Not for any particular reason. Just because I think they're adorable. You know what's crazy is there are. I clicked the link, probably the same link you guys are watching, and then there's suggestions for shorts. And one of the shorts is, well, 2 of the shorts are me. I don't know why it's showing me my own shorts. That's weird. But there's another short on here that's somebody else, and God damn it, I wish there was a way for me to show you guys. Just the thumbnail alone would be like, I'd be like, oh, yeah, don't let that guy powder coat your stuff. It's just like the way he's spraying it, and like the gun is literally like touching the part, it looks like. And it's also, Nordson, so obviously it's all relative, but jump back over here. Anyway, well, if you guys have questions, blaze them out, because I can only talk to myself for so long. I can hear Ice Cream Man again. No, somebody said something about the Ice Cream Man. Must be on the other side of the houses next to me. Dun, dun, dun. Damn it. Oh, you know what? I I do realize how I can change this. Stan, you know what's funny? Is you asked me about my sunburn. And then right here is a letter from the HOA. So I'd been messing with the blue van. And somebody didn't like it in the driveway. And it says, they call it a Hyundai, which is not a Honda, but that's, that's fine. It says, no license plate, because at the time there wasn't one on it. And it says with bent wheels. So look, this actually says, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Right underneath my finger there, it says bent wheels. And what they mean by bent wheels is it's on air and it's aired out. So the camber is turned in, obviously. And I guess that's bent wheels to these people. And so what it is not the HOA actually complaining. It's an old man that used to be on the HOA that got kicked off the HOA, got voted out or whatever. He walks around the neighborhood finding any violation he can and then dry snitches like a bitch. So, super awkward. What's the best advice on finding production jobs from manufacturers? Is it Shaden? Is that how you say that? Shaden? So, finding manufacturing jobs is hard, right? Because it's really a matter of... It's a matter of, like, your capacity and if it's worth it. If you feel like you're in a position to do that, I guess you wouldn't be asking otherwise, probably. But what I tend to do is go find other industries that their services are used, I guess, by the customers you're going after. I don't know if that makes sense. So, like metal suppliers, for example. So if you wanted to go after machine shops, just as like an easy example, you go to metal suppliers in your area, people that supply, just raw materials to make the things. Go talk to them about finding customers that, need powder coating. Or if you go there and become a customer, you can make, just like general conversation, obviously, and find stuff out. That's been the best way that I have done it in the past. To be fair, most of the production jobs have kind of fell in my lap. Word of mouth on production jobs is kind of hit or miss. It doesn't work nearly as well as like with custom stuff. It doesn't feel like. But you can also just go and like, I don't want to say sell your services to somebody, but you can go out, spend a day or, go out and find 10 customers that you want to contact, whether you're going to do it through email or like physically go in there and at least just introduce yourself and talk to them and see if it's a thing they need. If you're trying to get that kind of work, it's a great way of doing it, honestly. Say you agree to go, do 5 a day or 10 a week or whatever the case is. Even if you only get 1 or 2 in a week, or maybe you're only getting 1 a week or 1 a month, whatever the case may be, and you're just adding to that, as soon as you can start stacking those jobs up, more and more production will come your way naturally. At least that's been the experience with me. If you end up getting production work and posting about production work on social media and things of that nature, you're probably going to get a lot more of it. I know Tom did custom stuff, but now it seems like he only does production work. He might be a good person to give some insight on this as well. But production work is tough. Like, it seems, if you get a good customer, like we have a customer that does like laser everything and they do all the bending and whatever. They make all sorts of products for all different companies all over the country and actually all over the world. And they're one of our biggest customers. They feed us stuff constantly. And then we have, like smaller, just like a 4-man shop of fabricators. And they're probably our second biggest customer because they bring us stuff. They bring us a truck every day because they'll bring a bunch of stuff over. When I say a truck, I mean like a big like F550, flatbed truck and trailer sometimes. And they'll bring like tons of different railings. They build a lot of like really ornate and cool railings. That's not all they do. They're a fabrication house. But they bring us a ton of stuff. I actually have no idea how they put out so much work with only being, I believe, 4 people. They push a ton of work to us to the point that every day they're dropping something off. When that truck's empty, they're also picking something up because we have stuff done. And if you can get in good with one of those guys by like turning their stuff over really fast, because honestly, in production work, a lot of the times the people don't want to wait, and in custom works that's the same way too. But production work, they're usually under like kind of a wild timeline, and if you can turn their stuff over fast, you'll get way more customers. I mean, way more. All the fab shops. Oh yeah, Tom says, talk to any and all fab shops near you. Turnaround times and quality is key. Yeah, and honestly, from the quality is key thing is gonna really depend on your customer. Not implying that it's okay to put out bad work. That's not at all what I'm saying here. But there are customers who are just like, look, do whatever you think you need to. I need it by this date. You know what I mean? And I think that there's some utility in that, I guess. We still prep everything the exact same way. But I've seen these guys that, they're like, well, we don't want to wait 2 or 3 weeks. We need it in a week. Like, so whatever you can do to make that happen. And we just charge an expedite fee and treat it like normal. But these are, people doing 200 black fence posts that nobody's ever really going to see. They're going to be out stuffed in a field somewhere and nobody will see them. And they tend to not care about quality as much, or at least imply that they don't care about it. So just one thing to keep in mind, I guess. Tom, the next van livery is the Jacques Accord livery, and I don't think I have a way of showing you that currently, but I'll put something in the group chat so you can see it. I know that doesn't really benefit anybody here in this particular Q&A, but you asked. Sten, wait, why did you almost cry? Oh, a Hyundai. Yeah, I see how it is. Bentley is king. That's also accurate. He's a legit G. You can actually, I don't know. There's still a giant portrait of Bentley. Let me see if I can turn this. You can kind of see him. Still a giant portrait of him. It just sits in this room. So he's always peeping and spying like a creep. I'm actually a little bit bummed there's not more people in here this time. I mean, not like in a self-conscious way or anything. It's not bothering me that much, but that's weird. Yeah, this thing keeps telling me that the audio doesn't work. Like, it literally is saying that it's not working. I know that it does. I'm not really worried about that. Alex Bishop, did you ever have a gas oven? I can't use electricity, but it has gotten so expensive in Germany. I'm thinking about switching to gas. Currently running a gas oven. Currently use a natural gas oven. It's a 20-foot Roner. It's 20 by 10 by 8, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's electricity is getting expensive everywhere. It's getting kind of insane. Washington actually has like pretty cheap electricity, all things considered. But once you get to a certain threshold of oven size, it's like no more efficient to run. It's no longer efficient, I should say, to run electricity. So you end up going to gas kind of as the default. Papa G shop, welcome, or Papa G's shop, maybe? I don't know his their name, but thank you. Drink your water. Germany has the highest? Oh, well, yeah. That'll happen. I don't know dick about Germany, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I did see you guys just voted real wild, or more wild than you traditionally had been voting. I didn't pay attention to the news. I just saw it happen. Don't know anything about it, actually. Alex, what size oven do you have currently that you're using electricity? You can give it to me in metric. I think you guys use that there. Courtney, what is it that you're looking to get done? I'm sure there's still good powder coaters. There's a couple good powder coaters there still. Um, I'm blanking. I'm blanking on it now. Has something to do with the hive. God damn it. He's an old customer of mine. Became a powder coater after I left. And then if down south, there's a Grid City Blasting who also does powder coating. Might be the move. His name's Travis. He bought a bunch of my equipment. Hi, Bree. No, Bree. This actually might be... Oh, I guess there's 16 people now. That's still probably the smallest Q&A that I've done. Let me hit this. Oh, I knew you were going to give it to me in metric. God damn it. 150 centimeters. Let's do this. Alright, so it's like 60, so it's 60 inches max by 120, which that's less. 30 centimeters to 80. Huh. That's actually very small. I mean, it almost seems like that you wouldn't really benefit from going to gas. I mean, your heat up time would be faster. And if gas is super cheap there, then yeah, I guess maybe that's more reasonable. But that's like a pretty small oven to like skew away from electricity, unless the electricity there is just so insane. Next wild color project. So I'm working on a color right now. I don't know how wild it is. I don't know how wild it is individually, but when it's all assembled, it's going to be pretty insane. It's fluorescent green, a bright orange RAL. I want to say like 2002 or something, like a pretty generic like safety orange type color, and a bright red and white and blue, and it's a bunch of suspension components that are all going to be bolted together. So like I said, individually they're it kind of whatever, but put together as a whole, it's gonna be sick. Front and rear suspension on a vehicle. And then today I sprayed glowing yellow over like gloss white, WH11, I think it was, and then we did Glow Be Clear over top of that. So it should glow in the dark, but it'll be very bright either way. I still think Glow Be Clear sucks, so I don't tend to sell it that well, but it is what it is. Bye, Bree. Messages retracted. Alex, have you looked into the conversion to go to gas? Ethan Hall. I live in Spanaway and work in Tumwater, Olympia. It's technically Tumwater, I guess, but it's really Olympia. Papa G's shop. No, it's not hard to go to gas. It's not, if you have like a pretty basic understanding, you can usually figure it out. The conversion to go to gas isn't a big deal. Now, if you have to pass like fire inspections and things of that nature, it becomes significantly worse to have to deal with. That's not to say that you can't do it, but if you're like working out of a shop that you don't necessarily have to deal with that, it's not that bad. Ethan, yeah. What's the process dealing with Tiger? I've had customers reach out for colors specifically from them to replicate stuff they've had bought from Whirly Fab, but I can't get it. James, so you have to contact them and get a salesperson. They don't have like an online, or maybe they do now. I'm always told that they have it. I've never seen a way to just buy it online. You have to set up an account and you have to contact them, and it's a huge nightmare. Um, but that's how it is. It's not like some of the other like Prismatic where you can just order your powder and it shows up at your door a couple days later. You will definitely end up having to get a salesperson. Probably have to call an order. Sometimes you can email an order. And keep in mind, I guess they do have small batches. They have 5 pound stuff, pretty expensive in 5 pounds. But keep in mind, if you're going to be buying stuff from them, you're going to want to buy big box pretty much every time. James, what colors are you looking for that you can't find from them? Alex, yeah, I built it myself. I would sell it and build a bigger one. It's small scale stuff, and it was supposed to be a hobby, which grew. Yeah, I know. I know how that goes. As most do. I'm on night shift. Sadly, I normally miss all the lives. Yeah. Um, I'm going to be doing lives just so I don't know who heard this at the beginning. I'm going to be doing lives also on Sundays. This first and third Sunday of every month. I'm going to try to do them at something like noon so that, people in other countries, which are normally going to miss lives going on at this time, might have a better chance of getting at it. I know that I can't cater to like every single country, obviously, and I think most of my viewers are in America, so I tend to cater more towards the people in the U.S. But I do still want to be in a position to help people if I can in other countries. Okay, I would have guessed a lot about you guys. Well, good. So you're friendly enough with the local shops, or is it fairly rough and competitive against each other? Um, Look, the way that I see it, there's enough business for everybody. I don't think you have to like fight or like talk trash on other coders local to you. In Salt Lake City, there was an interesting dynamic in Salt Lake City. There seemed like there was a lot of coders in a very small area. But when people, were looking for coding and posting like on Facebook groups, for example, it was really myself and one other company getting mentioned every time. That other company had anywhere from like 6 to 20 employees, depending on the time. And when I was in Salt Lake, I was just by myself. So it was interesting, and we had kind of we'll say playful, but also kind of petty rivalry, I guess. I never met the owner of that place, but he didn't like me much. Most of my customers won all the shows and stuff in the area, so that made it kind of weird. And then I'm sure with him being like a big company and what they catered to, seeing me as a one-man show bothered them a lot, it seemed like. As far as being up in Washington, we have a couple coders near us. Honestly, their quality is pretty bad. We don't sit and bash them. I'm not going to name names or anything, but we get in a lot of their work, and they just recently did a job for, we'll just say a government entity, and they effed it up really hard. So a fabricator built something for a government entity, went to this other powder coater to have it done before it was even installed. And this is like a major thing, and I got to kind of tiptoe around this, but before it was even installed, it began rusting, and now it's rusting really bad. And the thing that they built, it just started being able to be used. It had to go through like a whole process to get opened. And that fabrication company is obviously taking the brunt of it because they picked the powder coater. Powder coater is like, not my problem. I did everything you asked me to, which is probably not true, being that it rusted as fast as it did. And we got some of the information about the specs and what was supposed to happen with this job, and it didn't, obviously, or it wouldn't have rusted the way it is. But I encourage you to be friendly. There's no reason to not be friendly with shops, local, especially local to you. You never know when you're going to need something, like in a pinch, that maybe you guys can help each other out either way. That I'm not saying be nice to people because it will benefit you at some point. But unless you have like a good reason to hate each other, like you shouldn't. There's plenty, at least in my area, there's plenty of work in both areas that I've done powder coating. James, Dior Gold, huh? Let me look that one up. Is that how you spell it? That can't be how you spell it. It's got to be D-I, right? Tiger Dry Lac. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just typing away, looking at something, because I'm now curious about a color. Oh, it is Dior Gold. What the fuck? That's not even spelled right. 619. Well, it's not a color oh. Wait, there's 619 and 617. Which Dior Gold is it? I didn't realize there was going to be a bunch of them. Wait. Tom, Dior Gold from where? Because I'm looking at it from Tiger. And it's, oh yeah, it's probably pretty close to Goldtastic. Wait, select my country. I did select my country. The fuck? But where are you seeing Dior? Man, now I'm going to be stuck trying to find this. Dior. Is it D-I-O-R? No, there's no product found with D-I-O-R. There's a D-E-O-R. But there's a bunch of different Diors. Dior appears to be like a line? 3806? This is probably really interesting as I'm looking through powder coating catalogs online. Sorry, guys. Tiger, yeah, but it's not spelled that way, right? It's D-E-O-R-E, Dior. Dior, let's see. Ethan, it's not, no, there's another one. I want to say it's like CTE or CET or something. There is another coder not terribly far from us, actually. I don't know a ton about him, obviously. There's some people from Euro countries around. Yes. I actually have, the analytics are actually kind of wild at some of the other countries. I also saw the closed caption is turned on and then translated, so you guys, see it in whatever language you requested in. The amount of languages that it's in is actually pretty crazy. I never in my life would have thought it would be anything even close to that. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Tom. There's way more Dior Golds, though. Because there's Dior 3806. The one I'm looking at. See, I'm gonna put a link in. Let's see. I mostly watch stuff back. You helped me once via Instagram. Just can't remember what it was. Oh, well, that's good. What's crazy is you have the same exact name of a buddy of mine who passed away a couple years ago, oddly enough. Keep up the good content. Love the vids. Oh, well, thanks, Alex. Do you recommend phosphate rinse before coating? It depends. I mean, we don't do it at all, but it's a good prep, especially if you can't blast stuff. Phosphate's like the jam, obviously, and general cleaning, obviously. But it's not a necessity. We don't use it at all. In fact, even when I was doing consulting, I think only one place even had the equipment to do it, and they didn't do it. So, Hunter, interesting. I can sign in my Tiger account and order 25 kilograms of Bengal, no problem. Yeah, but see, you're in a different country because you definitely said kilograms. It's all the same color, just different series. Oh yeah, that's probably true, Tom. I didn't really think about that. Oh, my neighbors are building something. Apparently, that's cool. I should actually probably stop that. Hi, Molly. Oh. I found this shirt a while back. I don't know if you guys remember this shirt or the story or any of the dumb shit that went with it, but it made me really happy when I found it. There's me and one other in our town, so it's one of two options: by myself versus 7 employees at the other shop. Almost similar to your scenario. Yeah. Well, the thing was, it was kind of interesting. The other shop that was in my area in Salt Lake. I mean, there was a bunch of shops, but the only other one that anybody mentioned was a lot of people, and they did lots of different things. They did custom and production stuff, and I don't know the right way to explain it. I was very specific in the things that I did. So specific in dealing with like 3-piece wheels, for example, that they would actually powder coat stuff for a customer and then send the customer to me to assemble the wheels, which is pretty insane. I mean, I can't imagine sending people to a competitor, but especially a competitor that you like talk trash on all the time. So that was a little strange to me. What's true? We have bought and traded powder before off each other. Not a bad situation. Yeah, the thing is, like, I can't imagine ever being in a situation where you can't find work to do, so you're like trashing the other company to get that work. I don't think that's necessary. I can't imagine a situation where it's necessary, at least. And really, like, most customers are not going to want to hear you talk trash. When I was in Salt Lake, we had kind of a rivalry thing that got a little weird at times. Sten maybe can reference like participation trophies and stuff that were given to other people, because that was the only trophies they were winning at car shows. But don't mind me. Reply to this fine text message. Unrelated, one of the companies that I did consulting for, huge, big company, got hit with a ransomware attack. And like the FBI and stuff is involved. This is all like real random news. I can't give too many details about it, but all their files got encrypted, and now they're the ransomware people, the people who like initiated this process, are demanding $1.5 million, which is not enough to ruin that company, but it's a crazy amount of money. And the U.S. government has made it so they can't pay it. It would be like essentially against the law for them to pay this ransomware so they could get access to all their files. So like all their engineering files, they couldn't even clock in, to like start working, kind of a thing, log into their computers, nothing. All of the stuff, like literally nothing worked. So that was a pretty crazy phone call to get this morning. What size compressor? It's a 50 horsepower Rogers. Steven. Hopefully, I mean, it's a really basic answer, but hopefully that at least answers your question. Do you always chemical strip before blasting, or can you skip chemical stripping and just blast parts? So on wheels, I tend, unless they're just, like some crap finish that's going to come right off in blasting, I chemically strip almost all wheels. I try to chemically strip all powder coat just because blasting it off sucks. But our big blaster will blast anything off of anything. So, I prefer chemical stripping, but it's not a necessity for everything. I actually have a whole video kind of explaining this about, is chemical stripper worth it? Do you really need it? And showing the difference in time between, I think it was a set of brake calipers, like prepping the set of brake calipers with chemical stripper versus just blasting. Now, to be fair, that was using just a blast cabinet and doing it that way. If you're using like a big blast setup, blasting will go much faster. Tends to be a lot more aggressive too, though. That's the one downside, is you kind of beat up the parts blasting with a big blaster. Let's see. Do you ever get to try out an electron gun? I am actually, James, I'm working on that right now as part of the gun comparison. I have no intention of using one of those guns necessarily, but if it blew me out of the water, I guess during the gun comparison, it's an option. But I am working on getting my hands on one specifically for the gun comparison videos. And the gun comparison videos are, I've already recorded with 2 or 3 different guns now, actually. And what I'm doing is I'm recording the exact same video essentially with each gun, and then I'm going to take segments from each of the guns and put them into one video, and then another segment from each of the guns and put them in another video. So it's actually comparing everything kind of like straight across the board. It's been really complicated trying to figure out the best way to get you guys this information, because if I was just doing the exact same stuff and loading it all up, it's like multiple hours of video that you guys would still see, which means, when I edit, I'm only using about 10 to 15% of what I record. So it would be a crazy amount of video. But I'm trying to make it a thing that you guys can watch like a 15-minute video and get all of the general information specifically about one type of gun situation, whether it's like hobby or pro level guns. Do you enjoy the bigger, larger scale of work you do now versus the custom, smaller workflow you used to? No. That's actually going to be changing quite a bit. I'm going to be doing far less of the big stuff. There's been some reasons that I've been kind of focusing on the bigger stuff, to kind of make sure that side of the business is still like going well. But right now I have a ton of wheels, like high-end wheels that I'm working on. I have a bunch of brake calipers, a bunch of random stuff. So I'm going to be diving like way back into the more custom stuff, because that's actually the stuff I enjoy. So you'll be seeing a lot more of that on the channel, including a set of TE37s, doing a process on those that I don't think anybody has ever done on TE37s during a refinish. So I'm pretty stoked about that. That video will probably be out probably at the end of next week, if I had to guess. I have a couple other cool videos coming out, though. Here, I'll have a video tomorrow, which will be Thursday, and then another one Saturday. So, a couple cool videos, all custom stuff, no boring stuff in these next couple. Man, what you have done with that video 4 months ago. Wait, what video, Ethan? What video did you want 4 months ago? Excited to see that video. I spent years with Hypersmooth because of your older videos. Moved on to an Electron and made my life considerably easier. Oh, well, that's good. I've heard good things about the Electron. It's kind of in a weird middle space as far as like the pricing goes. I think the little bit that I looked online, they were like $2,500, which is, you'll find a used Optiflex pop up for the same price often. So it's, a lot of people are probably going to swing that way just because the popularity, obviously, of the GEMA line. I mean, the GEMA products. Up in Canada, but my Tiger rep is from Hunter. Who, if you don't mind sharing, who is your rep? If you heard the last one of these that I did, I also complained about my Tiger rep on the last Q&A, and I probably will continue to do it again. Frank, how do you prevent powder pulling away on welds? Having little spots it didn't cover. So normally what that means, it did cover it, it's that oil came out. Either oil came out or there's maybe a pinhole in the weld that's blowing it out. If you're having a problem doing that, the 2-coat process that I've mentioned in a couple other videos, where you do just like do a light coat and then follow it with another light coat, especially if the part's a little bit warmer, not hot, still below 150 degrees, like let's not be unreasonable here. But that's usually kind of the move for dealing with that, is kind of stacking that powder a little bit better, and usually your settings for the second coat are going to help cover little pinholes and things that you're missing. They are not going to stop it from happening if it's a blowout that you're going to get like a bubble, or if oil's coming out of the weld. But that tends to be what happens on welds, is a blowout or oil coming out. The gun comparison vid. Oh, a KFX. What's the KFX one? Is that the one that that the one that the other channel was selling? I'm sure Tom could probably answer this question if he's still in here. I should probably know who it is that was selling that. It seems like the other people were the ones selling it. Oh, yeah. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. And how's it working, Ethan? Wait, how much was that? When you bought that, Ethan, how much was that? If you don't mind me asking. That's the names that I was. Yeah. I'm on it. Look at me. I'm on it. James, where are you located? $14.50 for a base unit, no box feed. James, you're in Connecticut and it's $7,900 for an Optiflex, bro. An Optiflex 4 years ago was only $6,200. There's no way that they're still $7,900. I saw they came out with some bullshit new one that has a bunch of features that nobody cares about. James, I would have tried to find like a used. You can find a used like Optiflex 2B for. I mean, I see them all the time for in the 2,000 range, $2,000 to $3,000. That probably would have been my move. How is the Electron, James? Like, I mean, I don't know how many other guns that you've used necessarily, but comparatively, how is it? Connecticut. I never know what the delay is. It's so weird because I can see two different screens. It always messes with me. One is exactly like showing what I'm doing, and then there's this other one that's far more delayed. Oh, it looks like it's only like 5 seconds behind. I guess that's not that bad. I just got a suggested group thing called Powder Coating Community. Oh, but it's just a bunch of people in Pakistan or something. Yeah, skip that one. Just shooting at 150 degrees. I want to go over 3 codes. Huh. All right. Is there anything you don't like about it, James? I mean, is there anything you don't like about the Electron? I should be clear. Andrew, what size oven would you recommend for getting larger size work? Currently, I have a 3x4x5. Very limited as to what I can do with that. So, this is going to be a terrible answer to your question, unfortunately, but it's really going to dictate how big a work you're willing to step into. You have to take into consideration your other capabilities within the shop. So, you could go to a giant oven. I could tell you go get a 20-foot oven. But if you don't have the blasting capability to handle things that are going into a 20-foot oven, or you don't have, racks, I guess, are debatable because you could always make racks. But if you don't have equipment to lift heavy stuff, like we use a forklift all the time to hang stuff on racks, you don't want to step way outside unless you're also willing to commit to, upgrading the rest of the shop. But there's a bunch of options, I've seen like 6x8x12 is like a great size for an oven, in my opinion. You can fit almost anything car related into it, with the exception of full chassis. Unless you're wanting to do full chassis. If you want to do full chassis, you're gonna have to go like 16 feet, and even that's gonna be pushing it most of the time. You're gonna have to like be careful pushing it in and out of the oven. But like a 16x8x8 is another great size, or a 16 by I saw a 16x7x8 for sale the other day. Seemed like a pretty reasonable size. But anyway, I guess the short answer is don't get an oven that's so far outside of the rest of your shop's capabilities that it's not worth it to have that oven, because the bigger oven's going to be more expensive to run, obviously. James, I don't like the way the electrode is built. It's a weird soldered joint towards the tip. Makes me nervous when cleaning. Other than that, I'll have to take a look at that, I guess, when this one arrives, because I'm kind of curious about that now. Especially if you have to worry about it. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I only worry about dropping a gun. The parts on the gun, I feel like are all expendable to some degree. Keep lots of extra tips in stock, so. His name is Raymond. Email contact shows inside sales rep from Illinois, I think. Yeah, we had an outside sales guy, and then myself and a bunch of powder coating friends all got sent off to another, like an inside sales guy. But when I say powder coating friends, I had friends, like powder coating friends all over the country, and they were all saying, yeah, we all got the same email to go to this particular person, which seemed kind of strange. Our outside sales rep completely sucked. We had a great sales rep back in the day, and then we ended up with one that was just absolute trash. So it's been less than fun. I think it's actually been a little bit better, as far as I know. The last couple weeks, it's been significantly better. But the last almost 2 months now, it's been at least better. When we order stuff, we're actually getting it, which is nice. Tiger reps suck big wang. Yeah. Agreed. You guys got any other questions? Because I'm going to wrap this up. If not, just because it's been an hour already. I think it's been an hour. Is that right? Yeah, 59 minutes. That's an hour. And I'm going to try to advertise these and do these a lot more consistently. I like it. Not that, having a limited number of people in here is a terrible thing, but I was used to when we'd have like 60, 70 people in at a time. Plus, it feels like I can get information to more people, right? Because there's probably a lot of people that have very similar questions, and it's nice to be able to like blaze out an answer of a question that somebody was thinking about asking, or hadn't gotten to ask yet, whatever the case might be. I don't know what all these things are that I can add. Wait, what is this? What are these things? Oh, I added these a long time ago. I actually forgot all about these. They're too small to even be usable, so that sucks. Get an invite from Facebook, just so you know that works. Well, good. Hey, Ethan, there's nothing crappy about the West Coast. It's the best coast for a reason. What do you mean everyone's asleep? It's only 7 o'clock here. What was that, 11 o'clock on the East Coast? I don't know. Doesn't seem that late to me. I'm going to be doing them on Sundays, like I said, every first and third Sunday of the month. I'm going to try to do them at like noon or something like that, so that other people have more access to me in that regard. Search emotes. Oh, there's so much stuff that you can add in here. Weird. All right, guys. Well, then I guess I will wrap it up. The UKC Army page on Facebook. If you guys got questions, post them in there. You can post them underneath the video link that I posted earlier, and I can try to answer them there. So if you're seeing this late or whatever, hopefully this was at least semi-useful to some people. Like I said, this is a smaller one, but hit that like button on your way out. It'll definitely help get this video out in front of more people. And I will talk to you guys later on.